Hi everyone, and thanks for joining me. Today I'm going to be showing you how I embroidered this cute tote bag with the design that I created and digitized in the Chroma Luxe software. This was a really fun project. Now, if you are a Patreon member, a $15 or more Patreon member, you will be getting this design for free, the embroidery file for free, and I will be giving the tote bag itself to one of my all-in Patreon members. But for the rest of you, you can create your own designs right inside the Chroma Luxe software and embroider a tote bag. Super, super easy. So let's get started. So I started by spray starching this tote bag. This is a pretty thin cotton tote bag. And then I just creased it to create my center marks. So all I did was sort of straighten it up. I used the grid on my mat to make sure that it was straight, and then I just finger creased it. Since it's got the spray starch in it, it makes really nice crease lines. And I did that both horizontally and vertically. Again, just making sure that it's straight with the grid lines on my mat. And then I just simply folded it in half, kind of used my fingernail to press it. The next thing I did was take my print out, and I used the Chroma Luxe software to print it out. And I'm just lining it up, the horizontal and the vertical line in the printout with the horizontal and vertical lines that I have just created with a crease. And I've just taped it down a little bit, and I'm just going to use some straight pins just to pin it to make sure that it doesn't move. We're going to turn this wrong side out in just a second, and I just want to make sure that my image stays where it's at so that I can see it from the back side. Once I have it all pinned into place, we're going to turn the tote bag wrong side out. So just very simply, just turn it wrong side out and put the side that has the image pinned to it facing up. Once you've got it wrong side out and smoothed out, we're going to grab a piece of cutaway. This is just it's a lot larger than I need, but it's going to fit inside my hoop and keep it taut. I'm going to use a little bit of this 505 adhesive spray. This is a temporary adhesive spray. And I'm going to place it on the back of that design, centered, just eyeballing it. It doesn't have to be perfect, but I just want to make sure that the image is pretty much in the center of the cutaway on the opposite side. Once you've got it adhered, you're going to turn the bag right side out, and it's time to hoop. So again, I'm just double checking, making sure that my image is where it's supposed to be. Everything is nice and smooth. This center and horizontal lines are still lined up. I'm going to take the bottom half of my 7 1/4 inch mighty hoop, and I am going to place this inside the bag. Now I put some washi tape on here. This just shows me where the center is, and it kind of gives me something that I can reference inside. So I'm going to open the tote bag, and you want to make sure that those handles stay outside. They don't get clipped inside your magnetic frame. And I'm going to try to center this as closely as I can. As you can see, that tape, I can see where the horizontal and the vertical lines are. I can kind of just pull that back and see there, it's obviously crooked. So let's straighten it up. It really helps to work on a grid mat because you can tell that the bag is straight, and then you can work on getting the frame straight. So once I have everything all lined up, all I have to do is clip the top on. On my mighty hoops, I put a piece of tape on one side, and that just makes sure that I always put the hoop in the machine in the correct direction. So I'm just going to clip this into place, and you can see I've got it pretty close. It is straight, using those lines as a guide. It's a little bit off center, but not much. We can straighten that up over at the machine. So let's take it over to the machine, and we'll take it from there. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is grab our file. We're going to click on File. We're going to go to the flash drive. We're going to go, it's probably going to be the last one, not always, but usually. And you're going to click on the file. You're going to send it to the machine. It's loaded on the machine. You can go back to the machine, grab the file. And we're going to click OK. The next thing we're going to do is I'm going to go ahead and choose my colors. So I've already stitched this on my test stitch, so all of my colors are programmed, but color 1 is my red, color 2 is my yellow, color 3 is my green, color 4 is the teal, and color 5 is the pink. So we've got 5 steps, we've got 5 colors chosen, so we're just going to click OK. Now I want to go ahead and set it up to center my design. So I'm going to click on Design Set, and I'm going to make sure that the other hoop is chosen. I'm using the 7 1/4 inch Mighty Hoop, which isn't an option. And I want to be able to center it as such, so I'm just going to click OK. Hit Escape. We're going to go to needle number 1. It's already on one. Hit Escape. Okay, so here's my hoop. I've pulled the handle in the front just to make sure that that stays out of the way. I want to make sure and hoop it so that this goes, the bottom of the bag goes under the arm. We've got that hoop out of the way. Everything's clear under there. I'm going to pull this out of my way. And I might actually just clip it over there. And then I'm going to reach under here and pull up the bottom of the bag so that I can reach under the hoop. And I'm just going to float a piece of this fairway right under here. Right under my design. And again, that's just floating under there. It's just going to give me some extra stabilization. All right, so now I want to make sure needle number 1, I'm going to turn the slide on, see if you can see that better. Needle number 1, and it actually is pretty close, but I want to center that right over the center of my design. So I'm going to... That looks pretty good. Once I have that done, I can go ahead and trace my design. So I'm going to lock the machine. Lock. Making sure that needle number 1 is not going to come near the frame. All right, I do want to make sure and clip that in the back. I'm going to remove my pens. Remove the design. Okay, we're ready to hit start. Ta-da! Here's the finished Maker tote bag. I love the way this turned out. This was such a fun design to make. It was very easy to digitize in the Chroma software, and it stitched out perfectly. Such a fun project. Like I said earlier, I will be sharing this embroidery file in my Patreon group, and I will be sending this completed bag to one of my all-in Patreon members. If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, and share. Don't forget to click that bell so that you're notified every time there's a new video. Thanks so much for watching, and never stop making. See ya. Bye-bye.